How my grandfather's advice saved me. My name is Lovett. This is my true life story. As a young girl who grew up without parents, I only knew my grandfather as my family. Growing up, he was very strict and hard on me. He always advised me from a tender age, before the age of 10. I could not understand why he was telling me those things. I felt things that did not concern me at that tender age. My grandfather was a retired police officer. He slept during the day. He never slept during the night. He had lots of different kind of sword. He had different sizes. He had this very long one, as tall as my grandfather was. His sword was much taller than him, that he will hold it at the middle or close to the top. In the night, when everyone goes to bed, you see him walking around the old building, hitting that his sword on the ground, then singing, "I remember when I was a soldier." When I hear him sing inside my sleep, I'll start begging God, please don't let this man remember me today. Please don't let this man remember me. Because if he remember me, he will scream my name. Then I will jump up from my sleep, run to him. Then he will say, "Get me a glass of water." When I bring the glass of water, he will say, "Sit down there." Remember I said I feared him. So I dare not express how I feel on the inside of my face. But inside I'll be cursing him. As he's talking to me, no kids, I'll be turning myself, like giving him the sign, like, I'm not interested in what you are saying. Let me just go and sleep. Like every other human being, sleeping by this time. I will be thinking in my heart, "Oh, are you using me to keep yourself company? Can't you just go and sleep?" I'll be saying things like that inside my heart. I will not pay attention to what he's saying to me. Consciously, I wasn't listening, but he was speaking to my subconscious mind, because those things were getting rooted inside me. I did not know. Parents, advise your children from tender age. Whether they are listening or they are not listening, it's none of your business. Whatever you teach them now will stick in. Bible says, train up a child in the way he should go, that when he is old, he will not depart from it. Just start saying it and see how those things will stay. When the time comes when they will need it, those things will come up and become useful. My grandfather would say to me, "If I catch you with a boy, I will shoot you and I will shoot that boy." And I'll be thinking in my heart, what concerns me with all these things you are saying at this age? What concerns me? You said this advice yesterday, 2 weeks ago, last month, last year. What is my business? This will be the things going on in my heart. And later, he will continue, he will say, "Do not let men deceive you. Men have sweet tongue. When they are talking to you, it is just their sweet tongue. It does not get to their throats, not to talk less of their hearts, not to talk less of their stomach. They only need you for pleasure." Remember, my grandfather was a very good-looking man. Very good-looking. He had several wives with several children. So he knew the games that men played. He knew what he was talking about. He was committed to protecting me. He was so committed. It was after I grew up, I realized that was his way of loving me. That was his way of showing me love. He wanted to protect me by all means. He never let me out of his sight. Nobody could take me away from him. When other children are going to the village for Christmas, to spend Christmas, he will not let me go anywhere. Nobody can say, "Let me take this your granddaughter, let's go and spend Christmas, let's go." He will say, "Leave her there." And I will be angry with him. Why can't I just live good like every other child? Am I your prisoner? I'll be thinking like that. And I think one of the reasons why he was doing that, he started advising me at a very tender age, Maybe he thought, I am the only one that this girl have. What if I die tomorrow? Remember, he was my grandfather. Life cannot be predicted. Nobody knows tomorrow. So he decided to impact in me the much he could while he could. Little did he know that I was going to force my way out of his house from a young age. So by the age of 12, one of his daughters that lived in the East came visiting. After spending some days with the father, she asked me, would you like to go with me? I thought, don't mind the sound of the birds. I just love the nature. That's why I came to my garden to shoot this video. So let's enjoy the nature together, the sound of the birds and all. I said to myself, go with this lady. Oh, I thought about it. I slept over it. And the following morning, I thought, knowing this lady, she isn't a good person at all, because when she was young, she used to come to the father's house, spend time, stay for holiday. She was not kind at all. And now she's married. I saw her husband once when he came to visit us. He's a good man. So I thought, peradventure, her husband might just send me to school, because I wanted to be educated. I loved education. I still do. I would do anything to be educated. I didn't know, I couldn't tell how much my grandfather was willing to sponsor me when it comes to my education. I didn't know, I couldn't tell. So I was desperate. I wanted to be educated. Then I thought, okay, maybe I will get a better life. Maybe the husband was just the hope. Maybe he will send me to school. He will send me to school. Not looking at her, because I know she's not a nice person. So the morning she decided to leave, when she woke up, got ready and told her father, I am leaving. And her father gave her money for transport. Saw me walking away with her. Because just the way I woke up, I didn't change. I was with my bathroom slippers. I was looking unkept. So my grandfather would think, oh, she's coming back. She's just seeing her off to the bus stop. No, I never came back. And I'm sure my grandfather was highly disappointed in me when I did not come back. The circumstances at which my grandfather brought me into his house from a very tender age and started taking care of me, that wasn't the right way to leave him. I'm sure he must have thought, this child must be ungrateful. But what did I know? I was just young. I was probably a few months less than 12. And I went with this lady. It was when I got to her place in the East, I realized that I just used my hand to sign a signature, a certificate, sold myself freely, willingly into slavery, because this woman treated me worse than a slave. One of the reasons why she came visiting her father, she just got married a few years back. She started having children. So she needed a maid. She has taken in lots of young girls in her community. They ended up running away because she wasn't a nice person at all. When she couldn't get anyone to come live with her as a maid, she remembered, there is this young girl living with my father. What is she doing there? Let me go and take her, Jare. That was how she came for me. I foolishly followed her because I thought I was looking for greener pasture where I did not keep it. I thought it was greener on the other side. No, it's never greener on the other side. The grass is always greener where it's watered. Yes, I followed her. And she treated me so badly. The way she treated me, you could not even imagine that I was related to her. Remember, her dad was my grandfather, meaning she is the sister to my father. But she treated me so badly that people could not believe that we were related by blood. His husband, her husband is such an angel. This man will defend me. Why are you beating her? Why haven't you fed her? Let her eat. She's a young girl. She needs to grow. Now, the man got tired of defending me at the point. He said, she is your blood, oh. Do what you like with her. Kill her if you want. I rest my case. When we just got there, the husband said to the wife, I saw this girl when I went to see your father. She's so bright. She has such a bright future. She knows what she wants. Please, go enroll her in school. And the wife like, what are you talking about? I brought her to serve me, not to be educated, not to go to school. Is it with your hard-earned money you want to send a bastard to school? You want to train another person's child in school with your hard-earned money? No, that's not my reason for bringing her here. I brought her to serve me. Trust me, I served. Hey, hawk, I hawk. I hawk. The husband said, okay, if you don't register her in this new private school they just opened down the street, at least take her to the public school. She can still be serving you while she's going to school. Trust me, this girl have a bright future. The woman said no. After a series of arguments, the husband had to ask the neighbor to go register me in the public school. The neighbor took me and registered me, but trust me, my auntie never allowed me to attend class. Neither was I ever bought uniform, books, or anything. Her husband will give her money. Okay, sew uniform for her. It's her pocket money. Buy books is her pocket money. Because the man leaves very early to go for his business and come late in the evening. And she warned me, if my husband asks you if you went to school and you said no, I will kill you. So if the man asks me, how was school today? I'll say it was fine, uncle. School was good. Yes. Did I go to school? Oh no. It was terrible living with her. After a series of maltreating me, I could not take it again. She will starve me, she will beat me, she will call me names. You are a bastard, you have no parents, different things. I tried several times to escape from her. After trying, I was too scared to go back to my grandfather because the circumstances at which I left, I dare not go back because he would throw me out. I left without his permission. Neither his daughter or me told him that we were living. She was living with me because she knew her father would not accept. So I could not go back. I could not go back to my Israel that I came from. I'm stuck in Egypt. So now, I just could not. I knew I was close to my death. This woman would kill me. I was close to die. I could feel it. They had to send me to live with her elder sister in another community, too far from where she lived, but in a very remote. So I went to live with her elder sister in a very remote village. This village had no light. They were very poor. But this sister, her elder sister, was much kind than her. I went to live with her. But that place where the sister lived wasn't a place to raise a girl child. It was too bad of an environment for a girl child to grow up. They live in a real typical village. When you see a house here, no light, no water, then I'm talking about more than 25 years ago. When you see a house here, you have to go through a lot of bush, farmland before you see another house that look like a little uncompleted building. Somebody is living there. That was how the village was then. My first day of arriving there, few days or so, I was asked to go get something. On my way, I had to walk and then saw a little house. I passed and I saw a young man was sitting there eating. And I greeted, I passed. Went far through the bush path, farmlands and all that. Went to get what I was asked to go buy. On my way back, the young man I saw in front of that house sitting and eating was approaching me. So yeah, was coming, definitely going somewhere. As the person came close, so you will adjust yourself so that the person coming from the opposite can pass. As I adjust for the person to pass, no, all I saw was somebody grabbed, stood in front of me, was saying things I couldn't understand. I was like, what's going on here? You're not supposed to be going somewhere. And before I knew, this person grabbed me tightly. I was confused in a moment, like, what's going on here? What's going on here? What's going on here? I had to fight really hard in a strange land. I fought, bite his hand very tightly, bite it very hard until he let go of me, and I picked all my things that scattered around and I ran home. When I got home, panting really hard, and my auntie said, what happened? I said, I just met one young man. I saw him in front of the house as I was going. On my way back, he just grabbed me. I don't even know what that means at all. She was like, hey, not you. Is this what you are going to go through in this village? And the husband was like, oh, don't mind, it will be fine. From that day, I never knew peace. Any corner I go to, there will be one young man, one old man, one elderly man ready to devour me. It was a village where they are so senseless and idle. The city where I was coming from was not like that. The place, my first auntie I lived with, she lived in a more open place where everybody there are people from different locations who come to a place to rent, and they rent a house and they are fighting for survival. Nobody have time for nonsense. But see, village, remote place, they are so idle that they are under, they are beneath controls their up. They are idle. If they see a helpless child, if they see a vulnerable child, all they will think of is how to devour this person. All they will think of is to take advantage of this child. That was what I was going through. So I remembered all my grandfather told me. I had to fight. I had to fight for myself. I had to fight for survival. I had to fight really hard. I could not go from this. I could not walk from here to there without somebody harassing me on the way. I would be like, what is the meaning of all this? Not to talk of the auntie I'm living with. Yes, they were poor. We didn't have much to eat. You understand? But being that I'm coming from her younger sister, she started manipulating her mind. So she too was acting indifferent towards me. She was not so, you understand? So those things didn't concern me because she was nice enough to send me to school, unlike her sister. She put me in the kind of school she could afford. I was happy. She feed me, she don't feed me, whatever she said she do, I was doing it with excitement. I was always in the bush, fetching firewood, fetching goat fruit, looking for palm fruit, looking for palm nuts, going to the river. I was like crazy, like heck. They even nicknamed me Lovet Onkpanku for those who can understand Igbo. Lovet Onkpanku was a nickname they gave to me. Lovet the firewood fetcher. Because I was always in the bush. These people will never let me know rest. From the moment I came, husband and wife stopped doing anything. Everything in me. Me that come from the city that never touched anything other than doing the normal house chores a child should do. This one, they will take it to the extreme. They will wake me up 4 in the morning in a community without lights. I will travel to another community where there is a public tap to go and be fetching water while people are still asleep. So before the dawn, before people wake up, start waking up, I have filled the whole house with water. They will say me, I have no right to sit and breathe. What are you doing? Are you not supposed to be busy? So even if I had nothing to do, I would take cutlass. I'll be walking from bush to bush, from forest to forest. The indigent children in that community will be insulting me. What is your problem? Were you born to live in the bush? The people I live with said I'm not permitted to sit. I should be busy. If I have nothing to do, go to the bush, look for fresh firewood. That was my life. And each time I was in the bush, there was always somebody hiding somewhere, waiting to attack me. Thank God. God was always with me, and I felt I had this guardian angel. I will hear this voice, look back slowly. And each time I look back, I will see there's always a man tiptoeing to me. Let me tell you, remote area, typical village is not a good place to raise a girl child. If you decide to take your child to a remote place to raise that child, make sure there is a structure in place whereby eyes are always on that child growing up. Those that live in that community know that this child has security. This child is protected. Nothing goes wrong and the person will not go scot-free. But if they know the person you are living with is not your parents, nobody cares about you. You are like a stray dog on the street that whatever happens to you, nobody cares. Everybody wants to use you for an experiment. But based on what my grandfather taught me, I became a fighter. I had to defend myself. Before you say, how are you? I like you. I'm gone. I will ignore you. Oh, have you eaten today? I will give you 20 this. No, thank you. I am not interested. I started protecting myself. Everything called feeling, I killed it because I didn't want anybody to sweet tongue me. I didn't want anyone to sweet tongue me. I was very careful, but God was with me. There was this older man, a man old enough to be my grandfather, had children that were way older than me, and some of the children that are not so older than me, I play with them sometimes. Said to me, because he sees when people are sleeping, I'm either in the bush, on the street, running errands that are not supposed to be my problem at that age. Said to me, come and see me in my hut tomorrow morning by 6 a.m. because he always wake up early to go and sit in his hut inside darkness there. I should come there by 6 a.m. And I said, okay. But I said to myself, what am I going to see somebody's father, somebody's husband, as early as 6 to do what? In the bush, in the night, early in the morning. I did not go. After a couple of times, I never showed up. They must stop being friendly. He started becoming mean. If he's hear my auntie beating me, he will beat her. She doesn't hear what she's stubborn. He became unfriendly towards me. But I did not care. I did not care. I was told to protect myself against those who want to take advantage of my situation. One thing I said to myself, just imagine now, even to eat is a problem. I don't care whether I eat or not. Sometimes I will have my cutlass going around to the bush. His neighbors that will call me, they will see the way I'm down. No energy, no strength, looking tattered. I always wear this one white gown that look like Sele gown. Holes everywhere. Very transparent. No slippers on my everything. Sometimes people mistake me for mad girl. I remember one occasion. It was on a Sunday. I can never forget. I was moving from I just crossed from one farmland into the other farmland. I was just walking on the street, on the footpath. And I saw two girls. They were definitely older than me, the girls, matured girls. A lot of them, they were talking in their local language, asking each other, is she a mad girl? The other one said, no, I don't think she's a mad girl. The other one said, she looks like a mad girl. Because I was holding cutlass and I was just walking slowly, thinking, wish I have gone through all the bush now. Everywhere is dry. Where can I find firewood to take home? Now I'm tired. I was just thinking. And they were wondering. They were saying it loud. And the moment I heard them talking about me, I just pretended I wasn't hearing them. Is she a mad girl? I don't think she's a mad girl. She looked like a mad girl. I don't think she's a mad girl. That was how big. And my hair, they would be shaved completely like there's no hair on it. You could hardly tell if I was a boy or girl. So that's how bad I looked. But yet, everything that sees me on the streets wants to take advantage of me. Then I said to myself, it is this bad by myself. If I allow these people take advantage of me the way they want, put me in a family way, what will happen to me? Then I will not only have myself to battle over, I will not have a life in my hands. I will not have an innocent life I've brought into this world. How do I take care of another life if I cannot take care of me? Based on what my grandfather taught me. So I stood, I fought. I remember most of the village boys will be asking themselves, why is she so different? Because this is a community where I have watched a brother impregnate the sister. That is how stupid they were then. They were so uncontrollable. Somebody will come, oh, I'm sure you have not eaten this money. I will give from the small money they went to cut palm nuts from people and get some change. So they think they can flaunt this change around my face. No, I'm not interested. Let me die of starvation and keep my dignity. As long as you do not make my life more complex than it already is. I am alone now. Yet, it's hard. This auntie is managing to keep me at home so that I will run around. If you put me in a family way, which hand will I use to hold innocent child and run errands from people that accommodate me? And how will they accommodate me with a child? So I thought of this whole thing. I resisted and I fought. The ones that were my friends, let it end in friendship. Nothing more than friendship, because my grandfather told me that I like you does not end well at this age, not at this vulnerable moment of my life. You do not mean well for me. I was able to fight and resist so many temptations, never giving in to the temptation and the wickedness that came before me. Unfortunately, it's getting dark and it has started to rain. This was how my grandfather's advice helped me. There was a day I started fetching water. From during the day, I used to go to another community to take, there's what they call 5 liters, 25 liters, 25 liters. That used to be black then, heavy. I will carry it on my head to another community to be fetching water home. I have been fetching water, passing through a lot of people during the day. Until it was evening, I was still fetching water with my head. I didn't know some boys have targeted me during the day as I was going and coming. When it was getting dark, because when I'm coming back, I have to pass through some lonely path, cross one express road, and get to a place that looked like a cemetery, a burial ground. It's an open place, but very lonely. Before I can walk through some bushy path, if I can get to the house. As I was coming, a young man was following me behind. I felt relief. Okay, this lonely path, I'm no longer alone here. I felt good. As I got close to the highway, waiting to cross, this person came close and they started talking to me. I felt, this one is talking to me. Who are you? How are you? What is your name? I stood and I looked to that lonely path I'm about to cross into, and I realized 2 guys were standing on the tree, facing each other. They were talking. On this other side, 2 guys were standing on the tree, facing each other and discussing. Instantly, I realized what was going on. I said, this is a setup. They have sent this guy. These 4 people are waiting for me. They just asked this one to follow me. I said, Jay. So this all my fight. Is this how I end up today? How can I fight 5 grown-up boys? How can I fight 5 grown-up boys? Then I started saying, God, you see, I've tried my best. If this is how I end up, no problem. Just accept my soul. Then this person was talking to me. We finally crossed. So when we crossed to that place, he was not convincing me to bring my water down. He needs to talk to me. I was in the middle. 2 boys here, he's standing with me. And I recognized one of them, though he was facing, but I could recognize him. He was the tallest among them. This boy has done everything to molest me. I kept avoiding and escaping him. He was a terror and a nuisance in that community. He did everything. I escaped him over and over. This time, he did not come alone. He came with a set of boys. As this young man was convincing me to bring my water down, that he needs to, this time he wasn't friendly anymore. He was being hard. God gave me an idea. Yes, I said to him, You remember I live with my auntie? He said yes, because I know they saw me during the day as I was coming. They were with my sister's husband. They were all sitting. I passed and they were saying, hey, Oga so and so, this your girl. We like, they were just making fun and I passed. So I recognized them that it was the boys of during the day. So I said, you remember, you know I lived with my auntie? He said yes. I said, if I get home late, because it's been a while I left because there were so much people in the tap, in the public tap, I stayed longer than usual. So if I stayed longer, my auntie would kill me. So the best thing, let me go drop this water. On my way back, just remain here. I'll soon be back. Run home, pour this water, and then come back and fetch more. Then you can tell me anything you want. He said, are you sure? Yeah. As God will have it, I have been fetching water all day. That was just the last one I needed to drop down with the jerry can. He said, are you sure? I said, yes. Don't keep me waiting. I said, not at all. Don't keep me. I said, not at all. I'm coming back now. The moment he let me go, the other two were still glued to the tree, like they didn't know what was going on. I forgot I was carrying 25 liters of water on my head. I ran. I'm sorry it's getting dark. I ran. I flew. The moment I got to the house, I met my auntie and her husband arguing over who was going out to buy something. They needed something to eat and they were arguing who we go. And I just walked in and they said, hey, welcome. Drop your water and go. Before they finished that statement, I busted out. I said, if you will kill me, I'm going nowhere. Because why? I was still recovering from the shock of what just happened there. How did I escape? How did I escape those 5 boys? If I was gang raped, how would I have survived being raped by 5 boys? I was still in a shock. And these 2 individuals said to me, go back and get. I said, kill me. I would rather die in you people's hand than die out there. And they were shocked because I have never raised my voice. And they just left me. I went inside. I went to sit down.